Hey guys, Wagwan. Welcome back to another great, long-awaited episode of the Bourbon Jamaican. We've been absent for some time during dry January and then Lent. We did some soul searching, but with Brady being out of town, Newcomb being a traveling man now, we didn't really get time to kind of get together. But you know, Brady said he's in town and said he wanted to do a video.
Yep. And what a better thing to come back to than a Booker's blind.
There we go. There we go.
It's been too long.
Yeah, that batch 4 was well worth the wait, or well overdue the wait, because man, a lot of stuff came out in between, and then finally it popped up, and I was able to get my hands on it. So I think this year is the first time I actually, instead of just picking one that I like, actually bought all 4. Which I say, you know, they need to come out with at least like cut it back a little bit, because they used to be pricey, but they're not as pricey as they used to be getting them.
Yeah, we were just talking right before we started this that they're down to $75 to $80 around here now,
Yeah.
which is good. It's to go in the right direction. I think it's still a tad bit high, but
Yeah, 75 would be a good price,
Yeah.
but you know, you got to think a year or two ago that was double.
yeah, they used to be 110, 120 at the
Yeah.
Kroger, so
Yeah, and then
take
everywhere else-
$75
Yeah.
over that for sure. All right, so what we got here? We're starting with number 1.
All right, so from batch 1, so the first batch released this year was Barry's batch, and that is ABV at 62.85%, so 125.7. This one is aged 7 years, 2 months, and 4 days. And this one, the story behind this one is pretty classic. He was the CEO. Barry was the CEO of the company, and he helped to grow the company. And you know, it was good to the family. Like, almost pretty much became family. And then batch 2, which is By the Pond. By the Pond is for their beloved pond in their backyard. You know, they got to sit down, hang out, hot days. You know, Booker or Fred, you know, they sat by, told stories, family history, and it was kind of like his thing to make sure the family had fresh fish all the time. And just like, you know, a lot of Southern people, you know, everybody enjoys fishing. All right, batch 3 is Jerry's batch, and Jerry was a long family friend. I think he was like the first time, I guess, when they moved into that property, he was a neighbor, but he was also a chemist that worked for a local distillery there, and they kind of bonded over that until he became almost like family to them also and started working for them. And then batch 4, which is the new one, this one is Phantom Pipes, and I guess the backstory in this one, Booker wanted to get his idea out, and he just had pipes running, thinking, you know, he's trying to get the idea out but not sure what it is. And then, you know, it never became fruitful. He had an idea in his head, he was trying to get it out, but then back then he just kind of come up with stuff. The story behind it says, you know, it's either the right way or the wrong way, and then there's the Booker way. And that was just part of the cool thing behind that. So batch 2 ABV at 63.25, and that's 126.5 proof. Batch 3 ABV at 124.7 proof, and the last one is on the high side. It's, I think, the second highest, but by 0.1, so it's 126.4.
Okay. So yeah, they're all basically within 1 proof of each other.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. Normally they're all over the place.
Yeah, so
like last year, they were like 124 all the way to 130.
Yeah.
So.
And that one was, those were quite good.
Yeah. All right.
So I've been letting these air out
Yeah.
for some time, and it's a fresh crack. Woo!
Almost lost one.
Almost, but
All right. Well, that was a mouthful. What we gonna start at 1 or 4?
we're gonna start at 1. So
Okay.
so from right to left, our right, your left,
All right.
and we will just kind of go down.
Yep. All right. We'll start with the Barry's batch. It's a little spicy on the nose.
Yeah,
Lots of barrel char.
it's
Well,
very oaky,
bacon
sweet.
Yeah, bacon spices. A little salty.
All right, looks like you think like a salted caramel almost. All right. Wow.
That one's really good.
So this one has some kick to it. So it has heat, sweet, like almost like a maple syrup kind of sweet.
I remember really liking this one when you first got it. And I still do. It's I definitely get the salted caramel thing, and then it evolves into like a maple. But then I get like a cinnamon sugar, like you know if you go to the mall, how you can get the pretzels covered in the cinnamon sugar.
Yeah.
I get that on the finish, and it's really good. It's got a really long finish. It's real syrupy.
Yeah, the finish is very long. I'm kind of glad we didn't blind these.
Yes.
All right, so let's move on to what's this? By the Pond.
Yes.
So By the Pond was my favorite so far out of the series because it reminded me so much of Springfield.
Yes. I've only had the first 2 batches so far this year. I haven't had Jerry's batch or the Phantom Pipes, and I remember liking the By the Pond the most out of this and the berry. It just smells like dessert. It just smells like maple candy.
I jumped straight into it because I already know how much I like this one. So do you definitely get?
That's how it tastes too.
Yeah.
Maple. It's like a chocolate brownie with like a maple syrup on it.
Very oaky. This one is a little bit more oaky. Like even on the color, it has a little bit more color to it.
The finish has a really, really strong sweet oak and like a vanilla extract. Like it's really strong vanilla.
I do get that signature nutty. I'm getting a little bit of nut on the end.
That's really good too.
Yes.
I honestly though, so far, I think I like the berries a little bit more.
It's on the sweeter. You started to get my palate, so you're liking it a little bit more on the sweeter side.
The By the Pond is really sweet, but it's a tad bit dry, and the berries is more complex. So I'm leaning towards the berries right now, but we'll see. We got 2 more to try.
All right, so we're on batch 3, which is Jerry. Which one of these did Newcomb say that? Was it Barry that he didn't like, or Jerry? It might have been Barry.
I think it was berries.
Yeah.
This one's really sour on the nose.
Yeah. There's a lot of citrus. Very citrusy. It's light. It's pretty faint.
Whew. That one drinks a little hot.
Yeah.
Really spicy. A lot of cinnamon. And then it's very, very honey. Peanut brittle is what I get on the finish.
That's
Peanut
a new
brittle.
one.
Because it's really light. It's not like a dry peanut. It's not creamy like a peanut butter.
It's almost like a whip. Like a whipped peanut butter.
Right, but like how peanut brittle, I don't know, it's light, I guess. It's not overly sweet. It's not really dark. It's kind of that honey. It's not quite a toffee, I guess is the problem. It's like honey peanut brittle.
So it's like almost like a banana Foster's, like not sweet but savory.
Yeah. Very interesting. That is like, I don't want to say off profile because that's pretty beamy, but that just is completely different than
From
the
the
rest.
first 2.
Yeah, but 1 and 2 at least have some similarities.
Yeah.
They just kind of diverge at the end. This one's in its own world.
Yeah. 1 and 2 are pretty close, but I like how they have them almost with the same profile, but the finish is different. So you get a caramel maple on one, and this one I think By the Pond has like that brown sugar molasses, and the molasses I think is what gives it that darker color compared to the rest of
100%.
them.
Phantom Pipes.
Phantom Pipe. So this is a new one for the both of us.
Yes.
I'm very curious. I'm gonna nose this one a little bit, see if I can draw it out. So if you go back and check, we actually did a video on these 2 together, I believe, and then I did a video on these 3 when I ended up getting the Jerry's batch.
Yep.
But
It's kind of faint on the nose a little bit.
yeah. So I'm getting a little bit of bacon spice, like allspice, chocolate, brown sugar.
I'm getting honey on the nose. Honey, caramel.
I don't know, let's see. Wow. So for this to be one off, it drinks pretty light. I didn't get like a warm hug or anything from this.
This drink's the easiest out of all four.
Yeah, and it's the second highest.
And this is, you just opened it today.
Yeah.
It kind of tastes to me like you mixed all three of these. Batch 1, 2, and 3 together. Because I get the honey peanut brittle thing, a glass 3, but I also get the brown sugar of 2. And then I get a little bit of that faint cherry note that I get on glass 1.
Take your second and third sip. So on the second and third sip, like the tip of my tongue like tingles, almost like, almost like a burn, like if you eat something and it burns the tip of your tongue.
Yeah.
And then I start salivating, it's opening up. So now I'm getting a little bit more profile out of it. Because the initial sip, I did not get a burn whatsoever. But on the second, and then I did a third, then it starts opening up. So this is like a slow start. It starts out slow, but then it has a very, very nice finish.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of vanilla on it in the second sip. Still getting a lot of that honey peanut brittle thing, and then it goes really strong vanilla and brownie batter. And then I get what you're saying on the finish. The sides of my tongue are just lit up with spice.
Yeah.
And then I keep that. And so it's real savory on the tongue. Meanwhile, I'm still getting that brownie batter thing in the back of my throat.
So this one is very savory.
Yes.
And I would say 1 and 2 are very similar. 3 is kind of out in left field, but you do get something different from that one. Like you said, you get that peanut buttery honey, but these 2 are more similar, which is great. So these 1 and 2 are similar. So Berry and Potted Pond is somewhat similar, and Jerry and Phantom Pipes are similar.
Yeah. Man, that Phantom Pipes is really unique.
Yeah.
I like.
I didn't get I didn't get a lot of oak on this one, which is probably, I feel like I should have gotten a little bit more oaky.
Yeah, I think the Phantom Pipes drinks the easiest. Like, it drinks is the lowest proof. And it also has the least amount of oak. I agree with that for sure. And it's definitely the most savory.
Yeah, it's very savory.
It's almost like, I'm 3 sips in now, but I'm getting like a bacon.
Yeah. It's giving me
peppered bacon with like honey and
see, I didn't get the saltiness on it. I'm getting
the
salt
salt on the
when you
finish.
drink like a hazmat and you get that weird like salivating on the side of your tongue, like I'm getting a lot of that from it, which at first it did not have that at all. I don't know. I'm gonna go back through these before I start rating them, so I'm gonna do the reverse snake.
That's what I'm doing now. I'm working my way back. Coming back to the Jerry's now. I get the honey savoriness on the front, and then I get hit in the back of the throat with a lot of proof. Like it's hot. And then it's real syrupy and dense on the finish. But it's weird how you get the proof in the middle and not on the front. That's unique. I don't like it as much as the Phantom Pipes though.
Yeah.
I like that it's sweeter, but I don't like that proof smack.
So now I'm getting like almost like a.
That's straight molasses on the nose.
It's like almost like a creme brulee by the pond, and
yeah. I'm sitting here just salivating after drinking the 2 savory glasses.
Yeah. So like this is perfect. Like you go back and you go up. So this is like. It's going up, like the heat on this goes up. So By the Pond is actually the highest proof out of the 3. But
I think the Jerry's drink's the hottest. Yeah. This one is like, this is super sweet.
Yeah, they did it wrong then, because I think that what's cut the heat though. The sweet cut the heat, which in reality, normally your mouth's burning. You put something sweet or milk or.
This is in line with all of our favorite batches. The Springfield, the Master Distiller, and this. All have that brownie batter, salted caramel, molasses. They all have those things. I get the brownie batter on the front, and then that nice dark molasses, and then on the finish, that salted caramel comes up, and it gets like a little bit brighter and brighter as it sits on my tongue.
Yeah.
But you still taste that brownie batter sweetness in the background.
I agree. So
That's really good.
So from 2022, so when we started 2022, we did like the whole series. So I think I got them. Was it the Lumberyard?
Yeah. 23, the favorite was the Storyteller. 24 was Springfield. And then 25, we said at the time, was By the Pond.
Yeah. So right now, I think By the Pond is still my favorite, but Barry's Batch could be the top contender.
Coming back the second time, the Barry's Batch has a little bit of cherry on it that I really like. It's gotten a lot spicier though.
Yeah.
And the brownie batter thing that I got the first time is going away.
Yeah.
It's still there in the background, but this one tastes to me like you mixed the Phantom Pipes and the By the Pond.
To get the
Yeah.
Barry's Batch, I agree. But then Jerry's Batch is just in a league of its own. It's not.
So off profile from
Yeah.
the other three.
Yeah. So for me, that one would be my least if I would grade them. So I already know Jerry's Batch. So the batch 3 for 25 would be my least favorite.
Yep, I agree.
And it would have been a toss up between Phantom Pipes and Barry's Batch, but Barry's Batch is way more complex, got a lot more viscosity than Phantom Pipes. Phantom Pipes is by far the easiest to drink out of the 4, surprisingly, being the second highest. And then I would say I would stick with By the Pond as probably my favorite. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna try the Phantom Pipes one more time. Jerry's Batch is definitely batch 3 is my last place. I'm torn between the Berries and the Phantom Pipes for second and third, but By the Pond's definitely my first place. Yeah, Phantom Pipes is in second.
Yeah.
So I would go Jerry's in last, Berries in third, Phantom Pipes in second, and then the By the Pond in first. And you know what? That's pretty hopeful considering the Phantom Pipes was a fresh crack.
Yeah.
I mean, what's this going to do over
It
time,
opens,
you know?
yeah.
We might come back 2 months from now and it might
Might
knock
be.
the socks off the By the Pond.
Yeah. But it cracked it open, let it air out for a good hour. So it got decent time to kind of open up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's been well overdue, but from our ratings, I think R1 and R3 and 4 is different, but our 1 and 2s are pretty much similar. So By the Pond is our number 1 for 2025 Booker's release. If you see it, cop it. Last year for me, Springfield, Storyteller from the year before, and then Lumberyard. Hope you guys been doing good, and look forward for new videos from us in the future. And like always, thanks for watching.